Oregon Department of Agriculture's School IPM module, Written Notice. This video is intended for educational purposes and does not cover all legal requirements of school districts and their IPM coordinators. For additional questions or concerns, please refer to the contact information provided at the end of the video. What does it mean to give written notice of a pesticide application? Although it sounds obvious, written notice is written communication about a planned pesticide application on school grounds or campus. For your purposes as your school's IPM coordinator, it informs members of your school's community of a proposed pesticide application. As your school's IPM coordinator, you are required to ensure written notice is sent out for all proposed pesticide applications. A special note here, the written notice must be provided in addition to required warning signs that are posted around the application area. At a minimum, Oregon Revised Statute, Chapter 634, Section 740, requires written notice to be sent to the parents and guardians of all students, school administrators, faculty, and staff members. However, you're not limited to just these groups. Many other groups may also use the school or grounds, and you may want to include them as well. These may include recreational sports teams, after-school groups or clubs, and local community groups such as 4-H or Boy Scout troops. While you're not required to provide written notice of a pesticide application to these groups, please consider adding them to your list of recipients. This diagram is a quick step-by-step reference guide of the written notice process required for any proposed pesticide application to your school's campus, grounds, or facilities. In the next slides, we'll cover this process step by step. Your first step should be to review your school's IPM plan to ensure it has a policy and process that details how you will give written notice of a proposed pesticide application. If your plan does not have a defined policy and process, reach out to your school administrators for guidance. Remember, you must get approval from your governing body for any changes to your plan before moving forward. For example, the Gator School District plans to conduct a pesticide application to the campus parking lot of one of their elementary schools to control weeds. Their IPM coordinator has reviewed their IPM plan, which details several methods which can be used to send out written notice. Your school's process for sending written notice may be any number of methods. Oregon Revised Statute, Chapter 634, Section 740 doesn't detail how written notice must be sent, but it does require your school's governing body to take into consideration the age of the student body and how the school community will be most likely to receive the notice when determining the process. Some options schools have used include mobile apps like Parent Square or Remind, social media, email, and posting onto their school website. If using less direct options like using a website or social media posts, be sure this is coupled with a start-of-year advisement that directs the school community to regularly check the website for written notice of pesticide applications. The IPM coordinator for Gator School District has decided to use multiple methods for providing written notice. They will use a district-wide email list to send out written notice, which includes email addresses for the parents or guardians for all of the student body, as well as after-school groups. They'll also post the notice on the school district's website and Facebook page. Once you have determined how written notice will be delivered, it's time to draft the actual language. Written notice must include these 6 elements at a minimum, starting with the name of the product and its trademark or the type of pesticide product. As an example of what we mean by type, some pesticide types include herbicides, insecticides, or moss control. Also include each product's EPA registration number, as well as the expected application area, the expected date of application, and the reason for the application. It's important to be specific enough that if someone wanted to avoid the treated areas, it's reasonable that they would be able to do so based on the written notice. And remember, the reason for the application cannot be for purely an aesthetic or preventative purpose. Here, the IPM coordinator for Gator School District has prepared the written notice of a proposed application to their high school parking lot. Their written notice has included all of the elements required by Oregon Revised Statute, Chapter 634, Section 740, Subsection 3, and is now ready to be sent out. Once your written notice is drafted, it's time to send it to all of the required recipients in your school community. Remember, written notice must reach recipients at least 24 hours prior to conducting the proposed application. If you're operating under a pest emergency and can't provide notice 24 hours ahead of time, written notice must be sent out no later than 24 hours after the application occurs. For more information on declaring and operating under a pest emergency, please see our YouTube video, Declaring a Pest Emergency. Once the written notice is sent out, ensure that a copy is saved and added to the record of the pesticide application. This can be done physically or electronically, but a copy of the written notice must be saved. We recommend including the date and time when written notices are sent. For example, if you send a notice via email, you could take a screenshot of the email showing the date and time it was sent. All records, including the copy of the written notice, must be kept for 4 years. Here are a few pesticide-specific resources we think may be useful for you. If you have any questions or would like further guidance, please check them out. You can also find these links in the video description on our YouTube channel. Thank you from the Oregon Department of Agriculture.